Oh, I didn't share. Let me share. Oops. Oops. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hi, Lucas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I keep watching out for rain. I have some watching on the line. It should be okay. The sky doesn't look too grey, so it should be. It's getting darker though, but I'll keep checking. If you see me darting off, it's because the washing is getting wet. I would do it now, but I just think it could do with another hour. It should be okay. So welcome to the stream. So the title of today's broadcast is "There is no hot and cold." There is no hot and cold. So we'll see what that's all about in a few moments. So the way this works is you watch this live broadcast through YouTube every Thursday, most Thursdays. I'm usually here. So every Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. And you ask questions during the stream or before through Skype. And my Skype is Rebekah Maroon. So friend me on Skype to ask questions. And you either write questions on Skype or you can ask to call in. If you call in, you have to just mute your YouTube channel video. to avoid there being two versions of audio coming through. But I'll remind you as we speak. Last check before. It's not raining. Washing is fine. Just get myself comfortable. Oops. Watch my water. So what do we talk about in these talks? Well, I'll tell you, the most beautiful subject in the world, in the whole world, which is non-duality, in my humble opinion. The best subject ever, ever, ever. Ever possible. I mean, you could say the only subject, really, as well, but I bought an indoor hammock. Oh, it's so nice. It's really lovely. It's definitely a hit in the household. I'll show you the washing outside. It isn't clothes, if I can. It's not clothes, it's... Can you see it? Maybe you can't see it very well. There's a lion. There's a dog. There's a cat. It's all toys. A washing line of toys. So there is no hot or cold. What is meant by that? So how do we know that things exist? How do we know that anything exists? How do we know that there's anything happening? How do we know what things are called? So we only know things by labeling them. We only know things by thinking, by thoughts. And that's quite a profound thing to start to realize or start to look at. That the world we know of, the experience we know of, is thought, made of thought. And we don't know what thoughts are or where they appear. We say in the head, but in the experience of them, we don't really know anything. There's just thoughts that appear, labeling that happens. We could say it's functioning as being human. The human brain has the complexity to have language, have complex language. And in that language, we have opposites. In that language, we label hot and cold. We label up and down, left and right, good and bad, black and white, male and female, this and that. And it's a really, this isn't criticizing or knocking that. It's part of functioning. It's a very useful thing we have, language and being able to label and name things. Me, you, this, that, hot, cold, right, wrong. It's a very useful thing we have as humans to communicate, to what's the word, like to be able to create our lives. I like, I don't like, I want, I don't want. Green, or the green wall or orange wall. It's very useful to be able to function, have that ability. It's just the way it's developed, it's the way the humans developed. So this isn't saying there isn't hot and cold in the sense of communicating like that and being able to differentiate between things. But when it's looked at when it's really looked at, hot water, cold water. These are qualities we use to describe the water, but both of them are water. Hot water, cold water, both are water. So we can differentiate and say this is hot water and cold water, but these are just made up ways for us to differentiate. This is good, this is bad, this is light, this is dark. As we begin to see through these labels, see them for what they are, and see how these labels don't touch what is being pointed at. We begin to see the unity, the wholeness of all things. And even the idea of things begins to crumble. The idea of things, of separate things, begins to crumble or be seen through. On the superficial level, it remains as computer and table and lamp and hand. But ultimately, beyond that description of those things, it is seen to be not separate, not hot and cold or up and down, left and right. I mean, even saying left and right, like we can say left is here and right is here. But if I just turn this chair around, then left becomes here and right becomes here. So obviously there isn't an actual truth to these labels. It's a mental construct. And what happens in awakening is a illuminating of the mental constructs. And how these mental constructs seem to create separation, give the impression of separation, give the impression of separate things, give the impression of a truth, a reality, a fact, when in actuality there is no truth or fact. The dream of thought begins to be seen through, seen for what it is. It's like a bird chirping away. Chirp, 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 chirp. Chirp, chirp, chirp. This is true. This is not true. This is right and wrong. Me and you. It's seen for what it is. A chirping bird. And there's something else other than this chirping bird. Something else other than thought and thinking. That has been overlooked by thinking. As the thinkings got stronger and stronger in humanity, it seemingly dominated the felt reality, being. We become human thinkers rather than human beings. Think, 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 think. Mind, 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 mind. Me, 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 me. And so as these thoughts get highlighted for what they are, all these ideas and beliefs believed in as truth begin to be seen through as just thoughts, ideas, beliefs. Something else is revealed or obvious or illuminated or shining through. Something that isn't in thought, contained in thought. Something so immaculate, something so untouchable, something which can't exist as a limitation. It can't exist as a limitation. I mean, it seems to exist as limitation. It seems to exist as things. But in the looking into things, whether it be through quantum physics or through the experience, through the questioning of thoughts, nothing can be found. No things can be found. So there are no things. There are no real separate things. There's just an appearance of things, an appearance of limitation. You know, those suckers that suck to things, like it sucks on. As this gets de-sucked from the mind, de-sucked from the obsession, identification with mind, with form. There's a restfulness, there's a resting, restfulness. Something which is free and at peace, and is bubbling with joy, bubbling with love. but it's totally empty. It's totally not found, not discoverable as a thing in this world of seeming things. And so therefore it can't be found by anything, by the mind, by the one looking, the seeker. And yet it's here without being found. It's here. Does it need a looker? Does it need a searcher for it? It is. It is. It is. Before the birth of the idea of I, before the birth of the idea of me looking for something, there it is. So this idea of I looking is a dream appearing. A mysterious dream appearing. In that and as that can't be lost. So what can't be lost here? What's here regardless of finding or losing? What's here regardless of you or not you? What's here regardless of those labels of hot and cold and good and bad? What's here regardless of happy or sad or rich or poor? What's here? What is the blank canvas on which all appearance is being painted? What is naked? What is free? And it can't possibly be found by the mind. It can't possibly be found by an energy of someone looking, by thoughts. So therefore this isn't a teaching. Therefore this isn't a teaching for you to find something, for someone to find something. It isn't a step-by-step program leading you to a discovery. Which makes it very different, very different to lots of topics or subjects or talks. Yeah. It's merely pointing to that, merely illuminating that. highlighting that, resonating that. Did I say pointing to that? Pointing to that, screaming that, singing that, laughing that, loving that. For no reason. For no agenda, no purpose. It's just the way it is. Just what happens. And this is what is longed for. This is longed for. The seeking is longing for this. But the seeking can only seek. And seeking requires time. It requires not now, but future. Seeking can't live in what's happening. It can only strive and project future to live. And yet what is longed for is this. This. What already is. What can't not be. This can't be found by the seeker because it already is. Okay, maybe I open Skype for questions. And I have my laptop this time, fully charged and operational. So, hello, Lucas. Hello, Pratchett. Go to Pratchett first. Hi, Rebekah. Isn't Vipassana a simulation of how it is to live after ego is dropped? This too shall pass. Isn't Vipassana a simulation of how it is to live after ego is dropped? Vipassana. I've done that twice in the past. Once while pregnant. I can't really remember it. I remember it's it's more of a body meditation. So I remember it being about the flow in the body and following it around the body. It's really beautiful. I remember the guy, that funny guy. I love that guy. He was so sweet in the evenings on the video. I can't remember in detail the Vipassana teaching other than it being a bodily meditation. So in that way, I'm remembering Vipassana anyway as a bodily meditation. I'm not sure what simulation is, but or how you mean that, but yeah, I feel like you are more the body is more the body is speaking more, so you aren't just in the head like thinking intellectual concepts, me, world, things, other, right, wrong, time, past, future. The body, the sensations, the feelings, the body is more communicating, which it always has been, but there's been such a identification up here in the head and an unconsciousness of the body, of the feelings, of the uncomfort, the discomfort, and then running to the head to escape it. So in that way, if you mean like that, then yeah, the body is much more alive, let's say. It's alive. Is suffering inevitable? Why was the me created? Only to suffer? How much can Vipassana help? I can't discuss that too much. I'm not familiar with it in depth, Vipassana, anymore, so I don't really know what the teaching of that is, to be honest. But the first part, is suffering inevitable? Yeah, I mean, while there is that sense of someone, that sense of contraction, that sense of limitation of being a separate somebody, while that's forming as a child, then yeah, suffering is inevitable. There can't be a sense of separation without there being levels of suffering. Even if it's mild, there'll be a level of suffering, a level of discomfort, a level of seeking to find the answer or find wholeness. Excuse me. At least for now, maybe, who knows, imagining that maybe in the future that may be different, but while this seems to happen in humans, then there will be suffering. Why was the me created? Why was that dream created? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows why that dream started? Who knows? I mean, you could say these things like, I've heard these beautiful, ideas about wholeness created this sense of separation to discover itself as wholeness. I mean, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Read the book. I quite like that. It feels nice. But I don't know. I don't know why this happens. Who knows? Who knows why this happens? Why the moon appears in the sky? Who knows why a tree looks like that, or why humans have 2 legs and 2 arms, not 3? Who knows? But it doesn't matter the knowing of these things. Why does knowing equal peace? Why does knowing, you imagine knowing will equal, oh, now I know I can relax, peace and rest. But actually, knowing is always shifting, and it's not a stable thing, knowing thoughts. And who you are doesn't suffer. Who you are isn't suffering. What this is free. So this suffering, this you who's suffering, is an idea, and it feels really real. It feels really true. Like, why has God done this? There can be anger. Why has God fucking done this to me? What a cruel God, what a wicked God, what a wicked mum or dad. Kind of the same thing, really. Why have you done this? Abandoned me to suffer as a mere mortal. um, um, but who the heck are you? Who are you? And who's this God? What a victim. Who are you? And who are you creating as God, as separate from you? You can't be a victim here. You can't be small here. You can't be a child here. Thank you, Brachi. Oh, where's my... Oh, Skype has changed. Oh, my God. Sorry. Skype has changed. I don't know. That's really cuss. So that's all the questions for now. Oh.
Hello.
Hello. How have you done that? That's so funny. That is so funny. What a surprise. That's so funny. For the people who are watching, I'll just tell people he's put my background on his book. That's really cool.
I like your place. So
yeah, it's a mess. It's total mess here. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So I was thinking about question because basically I don't have any question, but I like to talk with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thinking. There was thinking actually, and yes, I have some maybe topic about, because your title is "There is no hot and cold."
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I feel this I know the state when everything is the same, and I understand this title: cold, hot, big, small,
yeah,
and etc. But there is a thing is not so simple when I thinking about men and women.
Okay.
I feel this is more strong. How to say, more strong differences. I cannot looking at woman and at men in the same way, and I think it is. What that mean?
So I'm assuming you don't mean. Do you mean like the physical body is different?
It's about all the some kind of being of woman energy and man energy.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is like something what making me that I am illusion.
Obviously,
men and women as the same.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, there is a difference. So the body looks different, feels different. There's a difference in the form. So there is a hot and there is a cold. There is a, there is a dog and a cat, and there is that seeming difference. It would be mad to say there is no difference, that there is no seeming difference, because obviously there is a difference.
I talking about the state when I sometimes see everything as one. So sometimes the one man talks to me, and after 5 minutes another man, and I feel like this is all the oneness talking to me.
Yeah.
But it's one man, next man, and this is all oneness talking to me. But there is a moment goes woman, and I feel like something else.
Yeah.
Like somehow more pleasure with this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe not like, yes, I like woman, I like man, but if there when I think about the world without woman, only man, that's for me too empty. Too empty without woman.
Yeah. Yeah, there needs to be the difference. There needs to be seeming opposites.
Yeah, because
So
the opposites there is I don't know, birds, elephants.
yeah,
So many different kinds of beings.
yeah.
But without woman, that would be something very bad.
Yeah.
So that's what I say tonight. And if you want to say something about it more,
Okay.
I will listen to it with joy.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if this is just this particular body or form. I don't think it is, but I'll speak for this body in that I have but both masculine and feminine. It isn't particularly a body. It's more of an energy or like a feeling or a quality or something. And you're right. Both the difference is needed. There needs to be that seeming opposite. That's the way it appears as seemingly two things. But the point is, what makes up these seemingly two different things? What makes up masculine, feminine, good and bad? What makes up these things? So because on the outside they seem to look and maybe feel or sound different, but when you go into them or pull them apart, what is discovered? Is there a difference? Is there really a difference? So it isn't a denying of one half of life, a denying of this or that. It's like more of a holding of all things and seeing beyond them, like seeing beyond how they seem to appear. A real collapsing into them, into what is happening. And in that, there isn't a thing. Even like collapsing into a thought, there's nothing there. A feeling, which we avoid feeling. If you go into a feeling and just let it consume everything, let it burn everything, there's nothing there. It all collapses into nothing. So there's a natural seeming flow between opposites, a natural kind of movement or play. So there's an attraction to maybe opposites, or but it feels like it's the attraction is this meshing together, not in losing the quality of difference, but in seeing beneath the difference, like a unity beyond the outer experience.
Yeah, that's right. I think also. I have now maybe another question. I have two now. There was zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's about how I feel now. I do you think also, because I I I think like that too many non-duality teachings can be bad and brings also some different kind of illusion, because when I sometimes listening to non-duality too much or thinking,
Yeah.
I feel too alone, like I talking with myself only. You are me, I am you, and it's something like to be blind about the truth of uh, some truth that we are many people. Yes, we are many people, but I sometimes I lost connection with some other people, because it's like to be just with myself. So too many non-duality is it's not right thing, because the truth is that I am here, you are, the people are a miracle, that so many different people and we are together. Yeah, and I think I feeling good in the moment when I feel that we are together, when I don't feel alone, but I feel gratitude that here is someone and here is someone. Yeah, and now I also feel gratitude, because now I feel you are not only clone of me, but someone next. Yes. Yes, but sometimes I just feel too alone, and I think it's too many non-duality.
What you mean, like watching too much non-duality talks? You mean?
I mean the talks about non-duality, that there is only oneness,
Yeah.
and you hearing there is only oneness, there is only oneness. Everybody is you, and you hearing this more and more, and when it's too more, you don't want to speak with other people, because this is only next you. And yeah, and I think that's not healthy. I think healthy when I want to speak with other people.
Yeah.
But when I sometimes don't want to speak, because this is me and this is also the oneness talking to me, I am the oneness. I think too many non-duality, like in the kind of speaking that everything is the same, can be too much.
But that's a conceptual kind of thing, conceptual conclusion
but
of what's being spoken about.
I think some conceptuals can make something in the body, in perception, in feeling, and in everything. Sometimes I think the power of conception can bring something beyond the conception to the bigger field. I don't know. Did you know what I mean? Some
a little bit, yes.
Can bring the larger effect. I talking some conception.
Yeah.
I only talking, and in the next moment I see the word different, because I sense something. I don't know. Did you feel that? What I mean? For example, I talking to myself. The word is beautiful, and next I see the word beautiful. I feel the beauty of the people, because I said it.
Okay.
And when I hearing non-duality, sometimes the words are for me most important, because teachers saying words is not important. Important is how I talk this, not what I talk. But I think the words making for me, the power of words is big. I don't know what you think about it.
Obviously, the words are trying to describe something, so they have some value in the words, trying to point to something. So it can help to clarify and give you pictures or give you concepts to try to grasp what's being spoken about. So there is a value to speaking of this and using language to try to describe something. And I do seem to point to and highlight things conceptually, which can feel good to go, oh, they mean this, or it can be nice to understand something. And it gives a sense of, oh, okay, peace, or a sense of relaxation can happen. But ultimately, the words aren't really what's the beauty. You might feel like a thought led to this relaxation, or it led to this beauty, but the beauty was always there. The beauty was always there.
Yeah.
And the words don't lead to it. So in the end, the words are thrown out. The words are seen through to just be words, and that which is being described or being pointed to is beyond words. It doesn't need words.
Yeah.
Can't be touched by words. But yeah, I mean, the mind can hear things and have crazy interpretations of what's being said and think everyone's me. You can think all sorts of things, the mind, and try to use it to live its life by non-duality. And it's just not gonna work at all. It's not gonna be fulfilled or be at peace from doing that. It's just a mental thing that seems to happen.
I think indeed, when there is long moment of silence, there is some beauty without words. Seeing, but non-duality is also some speakings, and I think maybe there are some kind of people, maybe not every people, but maybe some group of people are especially how to say, touched by what can be touched easy by words.
Yeah.
I mean different kind of people. Some people is more about what they seeing, and more people maybe are I searching for a word.
Yeah, like they learn through doing, or through feeling, or through some learn through visually or auditory, or different learners. That's true when you're learning something. Definitely, there are different ways of learning something. Definitely.
Yeah, so when the guru saying something and there is no silence, and guru saying something, so the group of people that are especially touched by words can feel indifferent, maybe.
Yeah, but you can't learn this. You can't learn it. It's not. You don't learn non-duality.
Yeah.
You learn it in concepts, but you don't learn it. You can't learn it.
Yeah,
they're just concepts about it. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But there isn't a difference between silence and words. Actually, there's no difference. Again, it's a quality difference, but there's no actual difference. Like the words, when the words are pulled apart, again, there's silence. Silence are words. Like there's no real ultimate difference in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree that words, concepts can offer a sense of relaxation, a sense of, it can calm down like the mind a little bit, getting concepts and understanding things. You can calm down that mental tension. So the mind's used to this movement, this seeking, this forward time, getting, understanding and working things out. So it can help to give it something to chew on, but ultimately it's never about learning and the words and the mind. Like a dog, give it a bone to chew on, give it a concept to chew on, but actually it's not about that.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you for these words. and
Thanks, Lucas.
And thank you for the words about the arms, that why we are two, not three. It's a good question. It's closest to the mystery. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for calling in as well. Appreciate it. Nice to speak with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. This is some form of relaxation, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, bye. And
bye.
Have a good evening.
Yeah. You too. Bye. I always press that button. There. Thank you for calling, Lucas. Thank you for joining the stream. And yes, I am back next Thursday, if that happens. Have a good week. Thank you. Bye.